The Senate will please come to order. We have no further actions on the action calendar for today. So the senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Pending entry on the notice calendar, I move that the rules be suspended and we take up for immediate action H433, the Committee of Conference report from the Transportation Committee.
The senator from Windham has moved that the rules be suspended and H433 H433, an act relating to the transportation program and miscellaneous changes to laws related to transportation be taken up. We have for action a report of the Committee of Conference, but before taking that up, we will vote on the rules suspension. The question is, shall the rules be suspended and shall we take up H433? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've suspended the rules. We have for action a report of the Committee of Conference on H433. The underlying question is, shall the Senate accept and adopt the report of the Committee on Conference? The senator from Washington, Senator Perchlik, is recognized for the report of the Committee on Transportation, the Conference Committee representatives.
Thank you, Madam President. Your Senate conferees on the transportation bill report that the Senate received from our proposal, and we have a strike all amendment that we agreed on with the House conferees. I'm just going to try to go through quickly what changes were made from the Senate version that this body passed. The two big changes is there's a section in there, if you recall, about the truck permit along Route 4 that goes through Woodstock. The House had proposed to postpone the repeal of that permit further into the future. We agreed to move it back 6 months to July 1st of 2022 instead of January. We had a disagreement with the House on the spending of an extra $3 million. They wanted it to go to town highway aid. We had it going to a couple different grant programs that support towns. We agreed with the House proposal that the money, the $3 million, would go to the town highway aid. So that spreads it to all towns instead of to these grant programs. We also agreed to increases in the grant totals for these programs. This is the town highway roadway program and the town highway structures grants. The maximums in these programs, we were told, were last updated when a certain Representative Westman was the chair of House Transportation. So it seemed like it was time to update them. So we increased the total program from 5.8 to 7.2 million for the structures, and the roadway grant also increased $1 million to 8.6 total. And then we increased the grant maximum in the roadway program from 200K to 200K from 175,000 as proposed by the House. We agreed to some language that the House wanted about requiring AOT to maintain the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail. We agreed to some language in the electric vehicle incentive section 19, just to make sure that a married couple couldn't get two incentives for one vehicle. We also agreed to a change to the electric vehicle charging grant. There's $1 million in there for electric vehicle charging for multifamily housing. The Senate wanted it to go all to affordable multifamily housing, and the House wanted it just to be more broad. We agreed that there would be a grant fund to affordable multifamily housing, and if there's any funding left over, AOT would be allowed to grant it to non-affordable or non-profit owned multifamily buildings. We made a change to Section 20 to line up with the budget of $500,000 that's going to mileage part to come from the general funds instead of ARPA funds. We made a change that doesn't the Senate had a requiring if the transit authority went to zero fares, that they would have to get the governing body of that transit authority to agree. But the money's going to come for the feds. The House said we didn't need that. We agreed with them. And then there was some language we took out about encouraging AOT to do what they already do, which is when they can to pave shoulders to make our roads more friendly to bicyclists and pedestrians. We had struck that language, but we agreed to add it back in. We also added back in some findings that the House cared about, so we agreed to add those in. So that's my report of the conference committee report, and we ask that you support the report.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the report of the Committee of Conference be accepted and adopted by the Senate? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've accepted and adopted the report of the Committee of Conference on H 433. The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Pending entry on the notice calendar, I move that the rules be suspended and we take up for immediate action H 449, an act relating to the membership and duties of the Vermont Pension Investment Commission. That committee report, please. Conference committee report.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from Windham has moved that the rules be suspended and the report of the Committee of Conference on H 449 be taken up for immediate action. Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've suspended the rules and agreed to take up H 449 for immediate action. We have for action a report of the Committee of Conference on H 449. The underlying question is, shall the Senate accept and adopt the report of the Committee of Conference? The senator from Windham, Senator White, is recognized for the report of the conferees.
Thank you, Madam President. The Committee on Conference on H 449 has met and presents this final report. It is presented as a strike all. Most of the changes made in the Senate version were accepted by the House conferees. I will report the areas where we made changes to the Senate version as it was passed. In Section 1, under definitions, we defined someone as independent if they were not a plan beneficiary. Remember, this definition applies only to the governor's appointees and the chair and vice chair of VPIC, the Vermont Pension Investment Commission. They cannot serve unless they meet this definition of independent. So the House version also required the person's spouse, child, and parent not be plan participants. We accepted spouse, but felt that by extending it to all children and all parents of anybody who was either a retired or current teacher or retired or current employee, state employee, it probably ruled out most of Vermont from serving on this commission. And remember, this is an investment board. It wants to invest for the best possible return. It does not address benefits at all. The Senate version struck the term limits for the chair of the VPIC. The House felt strongly it should be 20 years as they had in their original bill, and we accepted that. There are no other changes until Section 10, which was the makeup of the pension task force. After many, many iterations of the makeup, we agreed to this makeup. There will be 3 current House members, not all of the same political party, 2 current Senate members, not of the same political party, the Commissioner of Financial Regulation or designee, 1 member appointed by the state treasurer who will not be a voting member, 3 appointed by the NEA, 2 by the VSEA, and 1 by the VTA. This we felt it very important to maintain a balance between plan participants and non-plan participants, and this does that. The other change is in that same section on the task force, and because we've moved the time for the report out till December, they felt it important to add a number of extra meetings to for the ability of the task force to meet. So it now has the ability to meet up to 20 times. And in section 11, which is the creation of the Pension Oversight Committee, we agreed that it might make sense to put joint public pension oversight committee because we have no interest in looking at IBM or anybody else's pensions. So there is that change. And then they felt it important that the Oversight Commission should take effect in October 2021. We had July 2022. They felt that by making it effective in October, it would give this joint committee the ability to look at the interim report and review it before it's finalized and presented to the legislature in January. So those were the changes that were made. It was a good process, and we feel very good about the outcome of the conference committee, and we ask for your concurrence.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the report of the Committee of Conference be accepted and adopted by the Senate on H 449? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've accepted and adopted the report of the Committee of Conference on H 449. The senator from Windham is recognized.
Madam President, I request a short recess with you and the secretary.